Hello, beautiful people. This is another chance and this is another opportunity. Today, just like any other day, we are going to touch on some topic. The topic for today is the place. The place. We have set places for everything. Everything on earth, on this planet Earth, has a place. There is a place for construction, place for demolition, place for education, place for products and services, place for an employee. There's a place to everything. Even that you think that has no price, there is a price for it. There is nothing on this planet that has got no price. The car you are driving, the house you live in, the places you visit, everything has price. And now, if everything has a place, including with the humans, yes, with the humans we also have a price. This is an example. For an artist to attend a concert, they are paid a certain amount. Even the most popular international artists, they are also given what we call the world tour, which is, given a price tag on how many shows he does, where, locations, and all travel expenses included, stuff like that. So, you can ask yourself, why am I insisting on the price? Before I explain, when you get an industry, there is a place of establishing an industry, and there is a place of learning the industry, and there is also a place of selling the products produced by an industry. Also, there is a place for keeping the employees of that industry. There is a place for maintenance of that industry. So, all those are price tags that goes with an industry, which includes, of course, the management. So, you can say that the one who is running the industry don't have a price. They do have a price. Because if I have a shareholder, my industry should share profits with my shareholder, which means the shareholder has a price. That means I also have a price. Yeah, normally the directors or the MDs of the companies are given a certain price, which I can call the salary. So to keep him, there is a certain amount that they are given on a monthly basis. Yes. So, I can assure you that everything on this planet Earth, to access it, to have it, to own it, it is followed by a price tag. It's not necessarily owning it. You can also pay for some service which you are not going to, to keep using for a long time, but they have a price tag. So, if we know that everything has a price, including ourselves, we have to understand that we are in the system. That system is the system that puts on those prices. So, if you are an employee, they can have a price tag on you that this certain employee, 2 million. The other one has a price tag of, let's say, 20 million. Like that. So there is a systematic way of tagging those prices. And who tags those prices? The governments, or even there are monopolies who set their own prices. And so, there is no way you can say that you are out of the system of the world. And that's why it is difficult for you as an individual to decide which way the system has to price or has to get payments of their price tags. So which means you have to follow the lead. We have to follow the lead. But the question you can ask yourself is, where am I going with the lead? If the lead is, of course, not good for you, what other choices do you have? Because so many things will come up, so many systems will come up where we have no choice except to obey. And the issue here is, when you have no choice, you have an obligation to partake, to be part, to make it like a culture. Whatever that is, handed to you becomes like a culture. So, with that being said, even though there is price tags and prices for everything, it is hard to achieve, Let me give you like a simple scenario. Prices for everything, but you don't have prices, you don't have that capacity, or you don't have that access to the, handling of those prices, which means your destiny is limited by the price tags. If you had no limit on the issue of price tags, you'd reach your destiny very easily. But because the price tags are set at a higher and higher standard, you spend your life trying to cover up for the price tags, trying to cover up for those price tags which you could cover without limitations. So, if you had access to money, enough money, you wouldn't worry about housing, you wouldn't worry about tuition, you wouldn't worry about foodstuffs. That means the price tag is there for you to work for it. You work for the price tag. If you are, let's say, you had a loan to buy the BMW. So the price tag of that BMW is maybe like 60 grand. You work so hard and pay that BMW in agreed terms. So now imagine if you had enough money to buy 4 BMW of the same type, how do you feel? So that means the price tag you are working for is giving you a marathon which you cannot escape. So the system can deny you access to what I can call abundance. The system can also give you access to abundance. What's your law? Your law is to understand the system. Just like chess. When you're playing chess, it's very important to understand which move is necessary and which move will affect positively my next move and the rest of the game. So the system, just like chess, has to check you, and you have to check the system. Who are the greatest, the richest, the most powerful people? They are the people ahead of the system. Those are the people who understand the system. They run the system. When they make a mistake, the system punishes them severely. Which means it's not easy to learn the system. when you cannot understand the system. The whole life, the whole family thing, the whole business thing, entrepreneurship, governments, education, they are all systems. Accommodation, all their systems. How do you tap to the power of systems? It is still a mere dream. When you know the system, you have what I can call leverages. Leverages which gives you access. And that gives you freedom at some point. So, we have to understand that some people have what I can call a leapfrog on the system. So, returning back on where we started, if everything has a place, it means that whoever has the most money will be above the system, because that is the most it is the center of whatever that lands around. If you can afford what no one else can afford, you can employ them. If you can't afford what I can afford, you cannot employ me. That's for example, if I can afford, to own an industry that earns over 10 million in a year, and you come up with a restaurant that earns around 1 million in a year, I don't think that you can read me in terms of like acquisition, project development, and stuff like that. I can use your service, but your service can be limited. Let's say you are feeding my staff, which means if I have more income than you, I have power over you. That's automatic. If you earn more than me, you have power over me. Why? It's because the level of my expenses is lower than the level of your expenses in terms of living and in terms of, financial terms. What you can move, I cannot. Especially when I earn little compared to you. So, it just simply means that you can employ me. I can become an employee. If you have more to pay for the price tags, than I do, you have more power than I do, and you can employ me at a certain point of time. And so, we as the people have found the system in place. We are playing inside the system. We have boundaries, and it's hard for us as the people to build new systems because we are forced by the systems to have what I can call routine. And when there is routine in whatever you do, it's hard to think outside of the box. Because if you have done something in the same way for, let's say, 5 years, doing something the same way and getting paid for that, whatever you can do is to maybe improve on the speed of doing it, improve on delivery, improve on, what I can call the expenses, but you will not get a new skill of doing something else from doing same thing for a long time. And so we are obliged to use the same thing over and over, which is okay at some point, but you could have more if people could play with the system, live their dreams, challenge the system. There's a lot that could be achieved if the world system was a bit flexible, I would say, for traders, for investors, for education, and for migration and stuff, so many things. So, but of course, the price tag still will play a role, which means you will pay for it. And this is going to be increasingly popular, that if you know the price tag, you can afford it, you're going to have it, no matter what. There will be no excuse if you would access what it requires to get the payment for the price tag. You will pay for your stay in any country. You will pay for your, for so many things. And that is the same life that has happened before and will continue. I don't know. No one knows when the end of this world is happening, but what has happened again and will still repeat itself. And no one has anything to do about it. Just live your life and move on. That's it. I don't know if you find it good or bad, but that's life. Thank you.